3, 2, 1.
You ready?
You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. We are the Real Pineapple. This is Hunter here. I'm here with Scott. Scott, how you doing, sir?
Free at last, free at
Right.
last. Nailed it. God Almighty, we're freed from this series.
Thank the Lord. I'm here with Colin. Colin, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I finally got the climax.
All right.
So I'm
Nice.
feeling pretty good.
You feel that too?
Mm-hmm. Got my cigarette, laying in bed, chilling.
Mm.
You know what is great about this, though, is that we'll only have to talk about it one more time when it's on all three of our worst stubs at the beginning of next year. Because this is done. No more of these. Thank God. We were talking about 50 Shades Freed, and Scott said it perfectly. Freed at last, freed at last. Because this, oh man. I think outside of Transformers, this might be my least favorite thing that comes out every year. Like, I hate these movies so much. And Colin said it perfectly during our trailer review of this, was these are just a trap for men that have to go take their women to go see these every Valentine's Day. And there's no way you can get out of it. It sucks, but...
Yeah. At least this series had the, like, you know, it was nice enough to end. Whereas, like, Transformers just keeps on fucking going.
Yeah, that could be unlimited. There's no end to the Transformers series.
Yeah.
That you know, that's a fair point.
That's very depressing.
Right? That just, yeah, my skin did kind of crawl a little bit when he said that. But, I mean, these movies, though, and they've been just worse than Cinemax porn. The acting is so cringeworthy. It stars two of the most unlikable people I've seen in the series of films ever. And some of the most cringeworthy dialogue, when there's a line where he drops, and I'm paraphrasing, but he goes, why do you disobey me? Why do you like why do you fight me? I'm like, oh, this is like community theater. Like really bad community theater. Jamie Dornan, who plays Christian Grey. There's this scene where they go to this like Airbnb, and him, his sister, his brother, and Anastasia are there, and he randomly just starts playing the piano from fucking nowhere, just to show that, hey, here's a song for the soundtrack, kids. Like, he just starts to play the piano, and she asks them, like, wait, does Christian play the piano? And they go, oh yeah, he's never done this. I'm like, oh cool, we're just throwing that out there. Like, and then he starts singing. It's like, oh, whatever. It's and okay. So before I throw it to either one of you, sorry, last thing I'm gonna say, the soundtrack. There has never been a less subtle soundtrack, maybe in the history of film. This soundtrack is everywhere, in the most awkward places. There's a car chase in this where Anastasia turns into Vin Diesel from Fast and the Furious and starts.
So stupid.
It goes like Tokyo Drift style, like I'm sitting there. I'm like, is this Racer X? Am I watching Speed Racer right now? Like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
the setup of that scene was so horrible too. Like, he's just like, here, like, you drive the car. And then they get in, he's like, oh, we just ran the plates on that car behind us. It's not the real plates. They're tracking us. He's like, lose them. And I was just like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It's like, it's trying to be like James Bond, but like failing so horribly.
It's like so easy to see who they're trying to cater here. Like, we already know it going in. It's on Valentine's Day, but it's like, what could we add to the perfect man? It's like, let's create the most perfect man. Let's make him play the piano. Oh yeah, he definitely plays the piano, and he's like super domineering. But let's get married because like that's a thing. Like I want to dominate you forever. Can we shake on this? Okay, great. The whole like wedding was, the whole thing was ridiculous. But like, them getting married to me is just the silliest thing, possibly about this whole series. It's like, they complete girls' fantasy of wanting to like have this guy that can be like your plaything or be his plaything, but also be like he wants to get married as well. Like, no, that doesn't exist. I'm sorry, that's not a real thing. It's we've said it about the other ones too, that how much they cater to that specific demographic. Like, at a certain point, I'm like, is this just not for me? Like, this is just not catered towards. Wasn't meant for me. Like, you know what? No, fuck you. I don't want to have to watch this ever.
And how you're talking, everything was so ridiculous. Like, the amount of substance that's added towards the plot of this movie is like probably like 10 minutes worth of the movie. Yeah. Like, they basically like they get married and then they go to France and they're just spending all the money and flying in the private jets, and then he gets like a call and they're just like, Christian, the secret documents have been stolen. I was like, wait, what the fuck? I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, we have to get back now. And they get back, and like all that was just so that like dude in the van could get into a car chase and then eventually break into the house. And I was like, dude, this fucking movie is so stupid. The plot is like the weakest shit ever, and then they fill in like all the gaps with like a new sex music video. Like, Hunter, you were talking about like the least subtle music ever. Like, every sex scene, it's just like, let's find a slow like song that just has like a bunch of lyrics about fucking.
Yeah. Yep.
They should have just thrown like birthday sex in there or something like that. Like,
oh my god, some of them were like, so many of the sex scenes I was laughing or trying not to laugh really hard, but like there was a lot of people in my theater like laughing because they were like they're uncomfortable, but they're also just like not sexy. They're just like weird as fuck, like rubbing ice cream all over each other.
Which is like probably one of the most glaring things about this whole series is like that the eroticism that's a part of it. That is probably I would assume the best part of the books is like getting all the good shit. Mm-hmm. But they can't show that. Like, if you want to have a massive like large audience release, you can't show any of that. It's just all softcore porn, like you said, Hunter.
He's just like, he'll just be like sucking on her titty. I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, what are we doing here? And then like all of them were like really drawn out and like became awkward, which was really funny. Like, they made me laugh. Like, none of them were sexy because they were all like too drawn out and awkward.
Okay, okay.
And plus, I hate the two people that are in it. I'm like, this Jamie Dornan guy is the like worst fucking actor of all time.
He has like no charisma at all, and it's so.
He has a fat face too. He has like real manly, like muscly body, but it's just I just keep laughing because his face is like he's got like chubby face.
Cool. Now David Dorn's gonna come kick my ass out.
It's fine.
But he's not a good actor. He's very wooden, like very wooden, and
like John Wooden.
Yeah, exactly. But
triangle offense.
Well done. But between him and Dakota Johnson, who is just not sexy to me at all. You're right, Colin. The sex scenes are really drawn out, but what's funny about him is that he thrusts like 3 or 4 times, and then it's over. So I'm like, oh man, he's a 4-pump jump apparently. Like, these scenes just kind of end really quickly. And The one with the ice cream really pissed me off because they're in an Airbnb and they're just fucking on like the common table. We're gonna have like breakfast. Like,
I think that was his house, but yeah.
like, oh, that pissed me off so bad. Cause you know they're gonna have like breakfast right there, like later. It's like, oh hey, we just fucked on this table in BD. Like, it's like, ew, you guys are fucking disgusting. Fucking savages, man. I'm just like, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Deb from Dexter when she fucks Quinn in in Dexter's house after the wife gets killed. I was like, oh, you fucking disgusting animals. That's all I was thinking. Just, oh, fucking pissed me off. So unsanitary. Sorry, Scott, go ahead.
No, I agree with everything you're saying. I feel like it's just there's so many distracting things that keep you in the way of like whatever horror plot they've decided to throw at you. Like there's the dialogue is cringeworthy.
Yes, it is.
The acting is like subpar at best. I mean, we've talked about this before. They're not even like, it's not even like she's a knockout. Like, she's attractive, yeah, but like this is not who I picture. And that's the problem with this, is that, like I was saying before, it's people's fantasies that makes the books good, and they get to create those things, and they get to be that person, and they get to choose who their Christian Grey is, basically. And that's what makes it so like erotic. But this is like forcing you into these two people who can't act, and it's like, sure, some of it's like fun to watch, but I don't know, I have HBO. I don't really need to go pay extra money to go see this in the big screen and watch some, plot that has him doing all these crazy things. It was just too much to handle.
And people don't sit down and watch like a whole Skinamax movie. Like, they're on, you
Right.
go and you check in, you watch it, and you're like, oh, this is funny. But like, this is literally a Cinemax, like Skinamax movie. Like, the acting is on par with them. The plot is ridiculous, and it's just got more money, so you get the big sweeping shots of like Seattle and the mountains and stuff, and France. So they just go shoot on site, and that's what they spend all their money on. And then everything else is still just shit. And yeah, man,
I don't know. I think those
fucking brutal.
I think those scenes are hotter in like the Cinemax movies, honestly, because I was sitting here watching these. I'm like, yeah, like I went and saw this with my girl, and I just looked at her. I was like, yep, nothing. Like, not even a titter down there. It's like they're really awkward and really uncomfortable. There's one where it's very much like a hashtag Me Too moment where he's like using a toy on her. He's like, this is what happened to me, disobey me. This is what happens. I was like, Jesus Christ, what is happening? It got really uncomfortable in that theater really quick. And she's like screaming the safe word, and he definitely takes a moment before he like stops torturing her. It's like, Jesus, okay, cool.
So on that scene, I thought that was actually like really dumb, because all he was doing was using a vibrator on her, but then he would like take it away, and then she was like, come on, finish. And he's like, no. And she's like, red. She's like, you were doing that to punish me. And I was like, that was fucking dumb. I'm like, that was his punishment, was just like not letting you nut. Like,
That'll show you.
yeah. I was like, that was the dumbest scene ever.
I thought that was really uncomfortable. Like the people around me, like this. I remember specifically this guy maybe 5 rows back was like, I heard him go, like just like that. I was laughing so hard. The thing about this movie is anytime there's a sex scene, it's really awkward. The sex scene they have in the car, just randomly, she's like, oh, it got me so hot, and he's like straddles him, and then like 4 pumps and boom, sex scene over. And okay, so the one thing I do want to talk about, I want to talk about Jack Hyde, who's the guy from the last movie, who was her boss, who was super chill and tried to assault her. You remember how he's like, "Oh, I can fuck you better, Christian can." And you know what I do think is insane about this world is that any guy that's around Anastasia just wants to just sexually assault her and like fuck her. You know what I mean? But
Like guys are just like looking around, it's like, hey, I'm gonna totally dominate the shit out of that girl. I'm gonna talk to her.
like the next movie will be like the mailman just like I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
she's leading a wild life. Where, like everyone's just like wants to do weird sex stuff with her or fucking rape
Like,
her.
it takes up a lot of her
Kill
time.
her.
Or like give her a beautiful mansion and marry her and make her editor of her own like publishing company. So she's just like got it on both sides of the spectrum, just full force. I'm like, if young girls are able to see this, they're just gonna be like, "Wow, is that what life is like?" I'm like, fuck no, not for you.
You know what's
Well, this the whole thing is a fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, we obviously know
Yeah.
that, but like
They should just throw
try
in
to-
a fucking unicorn and just make it like be like just go
all
the full 9 yards.
Hey, look over there is a rainbow. What are you
He's like,
doing on it?
he's like, I bought, yeah. He's like, I bought you. He's like, Anastasia, I bought you this unicorn. It was one of the last in captivity. She's like, oh my god, I'm gonna fuck you with this fucking horn.
When can we go to the red room?
Yeah, let's bring him to the red room.
You know what made me so happy though is Jack Hyde. That's the guy's name, right? That's the old author or
Yeah.
Anna's old boss.
Yeah,
He-
the other, he's gunning for an Oscar award on this performance.
yeah, he's going for the best actor,
Yeah,
baby. But
man, some of those times when he was like real angry, I was like, whoa, yeah, man, fucking knocking it out of the park.
you know what he looks like? He looks like someone who's about to turn into a walker. Like apparently getting fired just turns almost into like a zombie or the Green Goblin. It's like Jesus Christ! Like he's got those giant bags under his eyes and like veins in his face and shit. Like, he looks horrible, but he goes to like Gray Enterprises, right? And they give him like a visitor's card. And apparently visitors cards are universal key codes because they just unlock every door. No security. Like, cool. Like, I can just get exactly where I need to go. And I know exactly where to plant this bomb. It's like, oh my god. Like,
Yeah, what was this guy like? Wasn't he just the editor before?
yeah.
So when did he have his special ops training? When did this guy become a supervillain that was just like can break into anywhere and like get unmarked vans and tail people and never get picked up by the security that they have as well, always with them?
Yep.
No need for explanation. You just show the people what you.
Yeah, it's good stuff. This is real good stuff.
It's a solid movie all around.
I mean, so the one thing I will say before as we kind of go back around the horn again, there was one scene where Anna like stands up for herself with this one girl. I can't remember, Gia, I think his name is, like the realtor or the house designer, who's way more attractive than Anna, by the way. But she goes, "Yeah, don't like talk to my husband like I'm not even in the room." I went, you know what? That's the first time you actually stood up for yourself. I'm like, I'll give you some points for that. Like, I was shocked, to be totally honest with you. But then, of course, like the next scene like negates the prior one because it sucks again. But I mean, there's one or two moments where I went, "Oh, okay," but this might be, out of the three of them, the worst written one. Like, the lines in this from Christian, especially to Anna, are really quite cringeworthy. When you brought up, Scott, when Jack Hyde is trying to talk tough, like to Anna, he's like, "You ruined my life. Like, this could have been me. I could have been Christian Grey." I'm like, oh boy, this is like, I know Alan Sorkin was writing this movie. It's like, god damn, it's so poorly written. Scott, kind of your thoughts on the writing?
Yeah, just dialogue in general, just hard to follow. I mean, not hard to follow, I would say, but just irrelevant sometimes, and the I just it was so hard. It was just that one was tough to get. That was one of the ones for me where I felt like I could have walked out. Not because I was pissed off. Well, I guess I was pissed off. Who am I kidding? But like, just I hate watching movies that just make little effort for the script, and I feel like there's so many out there. We talk about this frequently. How many like aspiring filmmakers and writers there are that, and you get this dog shit that is just trying to make money on Valentine's Day and exploiting this essentially fake holiday to make a shit ton of money, and it's working, so go for it. But yeah, it's just the movies that are clearly like not a lot of time or effort was put into the script just bore me endlessly.
Well,
What about you, Colin?
yeah, go on, go ahead.
Yeah, the writing's probably one of the worst things of all the movies, and I'd probably agree with you. In many ways, I think this is the worst of the three. But there's like a stretch of the movie where like no plot is being developed at all. Like they're just out, like when they go to the vacation home, and then they go shopping, and then they go to the nightclub. Like his brother gets engaged, and like none of that mattered at all. And but like yeah, all of them interacting to each other, I was just like, I don't think you guys have ever met each other. Like, you're having the most like awkward fake conversations. It looks like you're reading something off a piece of paper. So I mean, it's definitely a combination of the writing being horrible and them not knowing how to deliver a line properly. And then all throughout that, there's just like, man, every time fucking Anna and Christian start getting in a room alone together, I'd be like, oh god, here we go. And then fucking they'd start playing some dumb song about sex, and I'd be like, oh god, okay, here we go for the next couple minutes, just some awkward sex. She's gonna pop her titties out again because that's what she loves to do. And then yeah, so yeah, writing wasn't great, I would say, overall.
Can we talk about the fact that they have this argument about her email? And this is what I just started crying. I was laughing so hard is when he goes into her office, doesn't even knock, by the way, just walks in and goes, I tried to email you at Anastasia Gray. It bounces back. There is no Anastasia Gray email at da-da-da-da. And she's like, I want to keep my name. He's like, would you change it for me? And it's a fight about her email for a solid 10 minutes. And it was like, cool. This is the sort of writing we're getting.
And he's like, how do you think? But really, it's just like, how did she think that she got that job? Like, it wasn't because of her name. Like, it's because dude just owns the company and just like fired the guy that's gonna try and kill you later, and now you're the head of it. Like, dude, just take the name. You don't need to fucking like. She should be happy to get rid of the last name Steele. Anastasia Steele is the dumbest name of all time.
It's the hookerest,
Yeah.
softcorest, pornist name of all.
Yeah, so now when she introduces herself, people don't have to ask like, oh no, not your stripper name. What's your real name?
No. What does this say in your driver's license?
Right. What's your birth name? Not when you're dancing on a pole.
Oh, what do you do for work?
Oh my god. But she's really quite terrible in this. And there's a point she even tells Christian, she goes, well, people already think that I got the job because I'm married to you. I was like, it is because you're married to him.
Yeah,
Like,
that is why.
like, don't get all prideful now. That's exactly why you got the job. Yeah.
Yeah, respect your master.
Master. That's what they should. That's what they should have played during one of the sections, just to like throw it out.
I would have been all about that. Just start playing Metallica. Master of puppets,
Yeah.
I'm pulling my strings.
I would have stood up and applauded.
Yeah.
I would have turned this whole movie around.
Dude, she had like a Pinocchio nose, and he's like fucking.
Oh my god.
You do some kinky stuff with
It's
that.
like, tonight we're doing Geppetto play.
Ooh.
Damn.
You be Geppetto.
You know what just had me go? I think this was just the cherry on top for me. Is at the end. So they have this fight about like the fact that they're married and they had so many discussions they didn't have. They didn't talk about having kids or not. Like this is the first time we have that conversation is after they're married in this movie, and I just laughed. I was like, really? Never talked about having kids? And then Christian, in just the creepiest way, goes, I know you having a baby. I'm not ready to share anybody with you. I'm like, all right, these are just red flags
Whoa.
all over the place
Yeah.
right now.
It'll be my child. You won't be sharing with another man. Yeah, I don't care. Still, I don't want anybody else up in there.
Yeah, exactly. That's my pussy.
That's my play zone.
That he didn't come out and say it, but that's what he's saying. Like, this is my pussy. No child shall stretch you. Only I may stretch you.
Well said.
Thank you.
Hunter.
I mean, seriously though, just the creepiest sounding. He could have just said, "Hey, like I want to enjoy married life with you first." That's all he had to say. But he was like, "Nope, like I don't want anything else in there." It's just the most ridiculous bullshit.
Yeah,
And
that guy hates babies.
Yeah.
He wants to fight all babies.
Maybe that would be the next one. Like
Ooh.
Christian Grey v. Babies. Maybe he's like an abortion doctor or something.
Oh.
Or it's more like a Jason Statham style where he's like vengeance upon all the babies.
Yeah,
you know?
like he gets
Clean the streets of all the
he
babies.
has to he like buys an orphanage and he has to like whip it into shape because it's losing money, and then like all the little orphan babies are like, no, we're not gonna take this,
oh my god.
and then it's just like fucking like that. It's like the Anakin
Maybe
Skywalker
like a
scene
Fight
where he
Club
just
with babies.
A
cuts them
Club
into pieces.
babies. I like that.
oh
my-
there we go, now we're talking.
My god.
Yeah.
But just to kind of wrap up here, this movie is, and I thought about it. It makes me really sad that next month we have basically the Tyler Perry version of this comes out next month. It's like, oh great, this is one of the worst film trilogies ever. Like it's genuinely some of the worst filmmaking I've ever seen. As someone who loves the city of Seattle, Colin's there now. The
I
city
don't
of
like it.
The city of Seattle deserves better than what this movie shows you of the city. It is atrocious in all the ways, from the dialogue to the very heavy CW style soundtrack that is just you know what, and actually the CW has better music than this movie does. To the actors who clearly are just so over this. Jamie Dornan probably was like, man, I'm really happy I'm getting paid $2 million a movie because this is some bullshit. Like, he just looks so bored and like over this. And Dakota Johnson could give a shit. I'm sure. You have the feeling like they just don't like each other at all. It's like, all right, cool. Let me suck your tits real quick and let's get this over with. Like, it just seems very awkward between them.
Like, were they still filming this movie when the whole Me Too thing like really started?
I don't know.
That had to have been. Let's hope not. But it's like that has to be uncomfortable. Like, all right, we all heard about the Me Too stuff, but so today on the set list we're gonna have Gray, you're gonna be sucking Dakota's titties, and then yeah, Dakota, we need you to go down and put your face right next to his penis, and make it look like you're going down on him. Okay, got it. All right, take one.
You would make an excellent director.
Yeah. Don't worry about all that stuff about Harvey Weinstein. Don't worry about that. Just go ahead and have sex on camera. We're making you.
Listen, my phone's out just because I want to review a few things. Okay? This does not have anything to do with.
And don't worry about the my sweatshirt being draped over my my crotch right now. That's just, don't worry about it going up and down and my hands under there. Just it's director stuff. Okay.
Just keep doing what you're doing. It's perfect.
Yeah. All right, lights, camera.
But yeah, this movie is just terrible in every way you can imagine, and I'm really happy this is the last one. The moment, so I did see as we were leaving the theater, it shows that they had their one like demon spawn son, and like she's pregnant again. Did something happen after that, or did they just like show them like laying in the grass or whatever?
No, I think they showed the kid later on, and he was like retarded because he got kicked in the like in the belly, like when she was laying down that one time. So yeah.
Oh really?
There's like instead of spanking her ass, that he actually spanked her stomach. That leads into the whole baby like genocide deal. This guy is Christian is just not. It just turns into the whole Christian Grey verse baby at this point.
And then there was this really weird, like, incestuous, like, red room scene with the kids at the end. It was really uncomfortable. It was like after the credits rolled.
Yeah, after the credits. Yeah. It's like everyone's stealing Marvel.
Yeah, they're just like, people are gonna be waiting. They want to see they got to see that hint at the next movie. Oh wait, we don't have a movie. Oh, let's just have family. Let's all fuck each other.
And then Christian says the aristocrats, but
nice.
Thank you.
And it's called The Aristocrat.
But that would be okay if they even did that fan fucking tastics for all.
Dude, okay, I agree. If at the end they just said, and the name of the play is The Aristocrats.
That would be brilliant.
Fan fucking tastic, 100%.
Two thumbs way up.
Yeah. Hell fucking yeah.
Oh, that would have been great. But yeah, this movie's a go fuck yourself. It wasn't obvious. This movie blows. Like, it's so bad. Just don't watch it. There's no reason to. I mean, God, there's really nothing about it. I mean, the soundtrack blows. There's no chemistry between the leads. Yeah, just it's really dumb. Just the more I sit here thinking about it, the more upset I get. So yeah, it fucking blows. Fan fucking tastic. I mean, oh god, no, not fan fucking tastic.
Woo, watch yourself.
Yay!
No, go fuck yourself. Sorry, pardon me.
That was quite a twist at the end.
Yeah. No, go fuck yourself. Don't worry. But yeah, this blows. Colin, your final thoughts and grades, sir.
Yeah, this is easily like this has got to be the worst trilogy of all time. But like I said before, it's really nice knowing that there's no more of these.
Yep.
I never have to watch any of these movies ever again.
Nope.
We will be discussing them again, probably around like January, February next year.
Yep.
Yeah, this one set the bar pretty low for the rest of the year.
We're only 2 months in.
Yeah, I don't know what could possibly overtake this as the worst movie, but you know, I'm always excited for a good movie that comes out of left field and just really sucks it up. So, but yeah, 50 Shades Freed was really, really, really dumb.
Yeah.
And it's a go fuck yourself from me.
All right.
All right, Scott, you're up.
What you got?
So many things about this movie was distracting. Like Hunter mentioned a couple times, the music totally pulled me out of it, and then back into it, and then maybe back out of it again. And I feel like the plot and kind of going into one of these movies, you have like expectations of how it's gonna play out. And then it does, and then they add all this dumb shit about like the company and the things that he has to do, and it's completely unnecessary. I mean, the whole trilogy is unnecessary. I agree with you, Colin. It's probably one of the worst trilogies I've ever seen by far. Like put together, I don't know if it was my least favorite, but that isn't of the three. But that isn't really saying very much at all. I think because I knew it was the last one. I'm like, just gotta get through this one. Like this is it. Like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go fuck yourself. But there's no reason to go see this movie. Like let's all just decide together to go see a cute date movie instead, or like
Peter Rabbit.
Guy, say what?
Peter Rabbit.
Yeah, Peter Rabbit. Go see Peter Rabbit. Go rent The Big Sick or something.
There you go.
Like that would be such a better option than paying to see this bullshit that is like softcore eroticism at its worst. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Big Sick is on Amazon Prime too, so there's even less of an excuse to
Yeah.
not watch.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, this is it's done. It's over. We won't have to talk about this again.
Yeah.
You know, and like Colin said, until about February of next year when we talk about how high it is on our worst stuff. Yeah, this is bad. But you know what? This is done, and what's great is that this weekend coming up, we will review Black Panther. Woo! Which I am so stoked for.
You're gonna hate that one so much.
It's gonna be such a piece of crap.
What is that one?
Damn it.
I haven't heard of this one before.
Oh really? Yeah.
The dark colored jungle.
Yeah. You say Black Panther? Panther?
Panther?
It's like furry pants that are black. I don't get it.
Yes, like Uggs.
Oh, it's like it's a movie about Uggs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
got it.
Yeah, so it's like the Ugg industry. Like, where does it all come from? Like, what's the start? What's the end? Where's the profit?
Right. Oh, and that's why I heard everybody was really excited because there hasn't been a movie that was like strictly featuring Uggs.
Right. Actually, everybody in the movie is required to wear Uggs.
Right.
On and off.
Yeah. Like I heard like the Ugg boots that is like kind of like the bad guy is supposed to be like really good. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Because he's got like the black Uggs on.
Right.
Everyone else has like the tan ones. It's like, oh, that must be the bad guy because he's got those black Uggs on.
All right, I think we got it.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'm excited to review it. That's gonna be a great review.
And we will talk about the Cloverfield paradox as well, guys. Guys, thank you. Oh yeah, God, should probably mention our Twitter handles. Colin, you go first.
At the Real O'Neill, I think. Yeah. There you go.
Scott,
Hit
what
me
about
up.
I'm at the Newman the First.
You can follow me at J Hunter Real Pineapple, and guys, you can like us on Facebook and follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music at the Real Pineapple. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you soon.